Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Another episode here of America Back to Work. America Back to Work. All right, so I'm going to start out by telling you my day. All right, before I get into the numbers and stuff that I'm concerned about, I think I'm going to start making these videos on today is Friday, 10:38 p.m. So it should be May 8th, 2020, Friday. By the time you see this, it'll probably be Saturday. And I think on Saturday, I'm doing this on the weekend, so I'll probably talk about the things I've done or have done and during the week or even on Friday itself. And then on Sunday, when I make another one of these COVID-19 videos, I'll talk about some of the things that I think will happen. So gives you a little snapshot of what has happened, and then another video on a Sunday on what will happen or what I think will happen. My probing and analyzing the situation. Hopefully, they'll give you some foresight onto what might happen. So I'll talk about my day to day. Let me scroll up here a little bit. There we go. These are recent numbers, by the way. And so I'll talk about my day. So um, yesterday I tried to start my truck because I wanted to move it because I was gonna trim the trees a little bit. Trees are growing a little bit towards the detached garage in front of the house. So I tried to start the truck and the engine didn't turn. No lights turned on, nothing, no blinking, no dinging. So my battery's dead. That happens. I don't drive the truck a lot. So this morning, Friday, this was on Thursday, so Friday, I wake up in the morning, take the car out, the other car I have, right? And go to the school, pick up lunch, come back. And I said to myself, well, today I'm going to probably, get a new battery. It's the battery's under warranty. It's only been a year and 4 months, and it has a 2-year warranty. So I work on the car, or I work on the truck, pull the battery out, and I had to go to Walmart because that's where I bought the battery. They have a pretty cheap price. So I go to the Walmart where I bought it from, which is the closest Walmart next to me, and they were doing all the social distancing thing, in one way, out the other way, and all that stuff. I had my well, I didn't go full retarded. I didn't go full PPE, but I did wear my buff and my N95 mask and my surgical mask and another buff over that. So I was fully covered, and my safety glasses, of course. Not a problem. No one, nobody freaked out, right? And matter of fact, a lot of people were wearing masks. There were a few people who were not wearing any mask, talking about shopping in the stores all nonchalant, like everything's back to normal when it's not. But anyways, so I go into Walmart, and the lady says, "Oh, we don't do battery warranties here. You have to go to another Walmart." So I had to go to another Walmart, and then they charged my battery. They tested my battery, charged it, and then retested it. Took about an hour and a half. Anyway, I left that Walmart, and while that was happening, I went to the bank. This is the first time I ever gone through the drive-through at the bank because I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want to go inside. I'm sorry. I didn't want to go inside to the bank, all masked up and buffed and everything. This is the bank that I usually go to. They know me there. So as I go to the drive-through, the teller, I could see her. There's a video. There's a monitor and a video at me, and I can see who it is. She already knew who I was because my hat. She probably recognized my hat, and so I went there to pay my mortgage, and I usually get change back. I usually, you know, get the money, the dollars, right, the paper money. I want that back, but the change, the coin change, I put into principal. Well, I didn't do that today. I just didn't want anything back from them. I just said, put it all towards principal. So finally got my mortgage paid off. Actually, I didn't pay off last month because, you know, when you ever get like a situation like this, there's like, if there's a chance that the world might collapse, why would you pay your mortgage, right? If the world might collapse, like all the preppers talk about, which it never really does. It never collapses like they think it does. If it does, it's a long drawn out, and then towards the end, it finally collapses. It never collapses at the beginning. Not that sudden. That's what I noticed. Unless it's like catastrophic, like nuclear kind of bomb kind of situation. Um, Although this was a potential, it actually wasn't that bad, this whole pandemic, at least here in America. I don't think so. So, if the world's going to collapse, why would you pay your mortgage? Why would you pay your taxes? You wouldn't. So I didn't pay my mortgage last month. Well, anyways, it looks like things are going to turn around because people are back to work. America's reopening. And so I don't want to be delinquent too much before they take my house. So I went and I paid last month and this month mortgage payment, and got that done. By that time, it was about 11 o'clock, and so I decided to go back to the high school and pick up the kids' food again. And I went a little early, so I stopped by the clubhouse, and I looked at the lake. The lake's a little bit lower. They're draining it out to fill the other parts of the lake there. And so that's why one of the other reasons why I want the truck to be running again is because my kayak fits on the truck, and I like to take my kayak out to the lake and kind of go under the tunnel and go into the other side of the lake. And they opened up that lake to go into another lake area and pond area, retention pond really is what it is. And I want to, just take a nice day, go kayaking, get some sun. There's some good news about the sun, by the way. It turns out UV rays really do kill the coronavirus, the novel coronavirus, the SARS-CoV-2, um, Chinese coronavirus, CCP virus, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it now. So it seems like sunlight will kill the coronavirus. So there might be some hope that this summer there will be a backstop, but I'm still worried about the fall and winter. Anyways, let me continue on with my story here about my day. It was a busy day for me, geez. And so I come back, I disinfect the house. Now, while I was waiting to pick up the kids' food, I have Blink XT2 security camera system. So I saw it on my app that someone was in front of my house. It was the water guy, the water person. It was a water employee from the water company, and I think they replaced the meter because they had to. Because what ended up happening was we got a lot of dirt and mud in our water pipes, and I have a filter system, and the filter got clogged with mud, and it was just pumping out dirty mud into the house no matter how much we ran the water. So I actually had to remove the filter. Now I got to buy another filter because that one's clogged. It's a Pelican water system for the whole house. It's a 10-inch 5 micron water filter, so I had to order that. I went to Lowe's. All right, so well, hold on. Let me back up. So um, I go pick up the food, I come back, and then I have to deal with the water situation. So this water situation is basically the water guy um, replaced the meter at the water source from the street, and he must have replaced the meter because I don't understand why there was mud in our water pipes. And so I'm assuming that's what he did, and then it got kind of messy, and he just kind of just installed it, and then he thought he could just drain it out. The problem is the water from the main line, the main water line, goes from the street to my water filter system here. So it goes into the filter, this little, it looks like a yarn. Um, it's a filter, and it filters out 5 micron of particles. Well, all the mud got stuck in there, and then it was slowly just drenching it through the house. And because we turn on the water inside, and it's just dirty all the time. So I went outside the hose, released all the water through the hose bib. We're still getting dirty water, and I finally figured out it was the filter probably was caked or clogged with dirt, and it was just slowly just leaking through. So I had to deal with that. All right. And then so I ended up going to Lowe's because I thought they had the filter, and they didn't have the filter. So I wasted time going to Lowe's, exposing myself to potential viruses. There was a lot of people at the Lowe's parking lot. There was a lot of traffic today. There was a lot of traffic, a lot of people at grocery stores, at Walmart. I would say not 100% capacity, not normal, but I would say up to 80%, 80 to 90%. Some places were definitely more busier than others. Lowe's was really busy. The two Walmarts were almost the same. I would say about 90%, 80 to 90. And so as I was going around, the bank was probably, I don't know about the bank. I did the drive-through, but the bank was probably busy. Banks are open, but I just did the drive-through. That's probably the best thing I could have done. And so I finally came back home. Oh, actually, I went to Lowe's. They didn't have the filter. So I just realized, okay, I'm wasting my time. Let me just go to the Walmart and pick up my battery or check on the battery. Go there. Now, the Walmart there, the auto place is where I have to take, they have a little tire place, auto place. Um, so I have to take my battery over there. They've been charging it to see if they can, to test it. They had to charge it in order to test it to see if it's bad. It came out bad. Of course it is. And so I had to go there, pick up a battery under warranties. I didn't have to pay it. And finally came back home with it and installed the battery. The car works. The car finally, well, the car starts, I should say. But I'm having other issues with my truck. It's a truck, actually. It's paid off. It is, let me see, 2005. It is now 2020, 15 years old. It has over 100,000 miles, has a leaking radiator. It leaks oil. It leaks radiator. It's probably rusted inside, but it has over 100,000 miles, way over. I mean, I just have it for emergency situations and to pick up my haul stuff on the truck or take stuff like a kayak to the local lake here so I can go. Anyways, I am riding the bike. I am riding the bike. Check out the video of me riding the bike called Rad Mini Reopen. So I'll be riding the bike more often. Enjoy that video. I want to take the kayak out tomorrow. I think it's going to be sunny tomorrow. So I'd like to take the kayak out, and I'll make a video on that. Check that out in the future. So that was my day, and it was very busy, and I'm exhausted. So America is really back at work. It's a different kind of normal. A lot of people were wearing masks. Some weren't. Some were acting like it was back to normal, which is, I know it's not back to normal, and I'll get into the numbers here, and it's not back to normal. But let's go into the numbers, shall we? So the numbers here, total new cases or total cases 1,283,929 total cases. With new cases of today was 26,906 new cases today, 77,180 deaths. new death today, 1,518 death today. I think this is definitely going to reach 80. It probably will reach in the hundreds of thousands, and maybe even multiple hundreds of thousands as time goes on. But I do think there's some good news. I think the UV rays from the summer sun will be a backstop for this COVID-19, this coronavirus. I've been hearing reports that the UV rays really kill the coronavirus, so possibly summer will dampen the infection, the contagion. As far as the total cases, this will just keep climbing until most likely we reach herd immunity or towards herd immunity before a vaccine is available to the general public. Let's take the normal numbers finally going. This is normal now. People will look at this, think this is exponential. No, this is linear. Right here was exponential. Right here was exponential. You can see 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million. Now we're finally somewhat flattening the curve. It's still arching, still upwards. So got a long ways to go. It is trending downwards. It looks like it is trending downwards. If you take these areas, or even the low points here, here, and here, it is trending downwards. Although it seems like a little spike up now and then, I think it could be because we are opening back up. We are going back to work. I don't work, but other people are working. And New York still the highest at the epicenter. But if you look at the other states, I mean, they're slowly increasing in numbers, slowly increasing numbers. Every state will start increasing numbers. Matter of fact, I think probably in the video tomorrow, I'll talk about the whole northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, as we're making that switch from summer. Other places will start to be winter. And so you may see southern hemisphere, South America, Africa, Australia, possibly their infection rates will maybe go up, because I do believe the UV rays make a difference in dampening the life of the coronavirus. All right, so here you go. Here's the numbers. Still in the 20,000s. When I see a daily new cases go under 20,000, I think that's really good news. I don't think it'll happen soon enough. It may happen towards May, June, July, maybe towards August. You'll get it down to below 20, hopefully below 10,000. But then you have winter. And you have the second wave. I think the second wave is gonna come around October, November, December, January, February, March, April. I think those are the months that are going to be the second wave for this. Wow, it's hard to believe it only started with one, and all it takes is one imported case, and that's it. All it takes is one imported case. Let's check the numbers from now and today. Just look at the top. I can't look at all of them. Although Texas is slowly moving up. I am in a hot spot. I'm not in a good spot right now. Let's take a look here. All right, so I'm in Fort Bend County. The ratio between tested and confirmed is dropping because they're doing more tests. And I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about here. Let's just go through the numbers here. Fatalities, it's reaching 1,000, and I'm in Fort Bend County. Harris County is right next to me. And this is test. So this is like the test so far they've done in Texas. I'll show you in another graph. The tabs have disappeared. They have these little arrows here, which kind of makes it hard to navigate. But Fort Bend is third, and Harris County is the most. So where I am is actually the third highest in test. Now, that could be an indicator for me to tell me that this area that I live in, the county that I live in, could be a hotspot. Could be. It's just if you look, the number of fatalities is low compared to all these other counties, but the number of tests they're doing here, it's gone up, and it's recently gone, recently gone up. Let me see here. Estimated recoveries. Okay. Yeah, we're not here. Let me see where I am. Okay, let me see. Estimated active case by county. I'm right here. So we're one, two, three, fourth highest in estimated active case. And then you have the death. You have the cases and daily new cases. Daily new cases have not really flattened, unless you think 1,000 is flat. But the highest peak was at 1,400. Then it started to go down, and it's going back up. It's kind of been teetering up and down. Death is about 50. So, but let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me see, or maybe it is already here. Let me see here. None of this has changed. Most of it's all the same on a statewide level. Fatalities is almost the same as well. 80 being 80 years old is not a good thing. I think most people. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Positivity rates. Now, if you look here, this is just state of Texas. The ratio between here on April 12th and then here April 12th, so 124,000 tests. Positivity rate was peaked out at 15%, 15.85%. So let's just take that, and if you take this number of total tests, 477,000, positivity rate is 5.89%. You would think for the more tests they do, between this 15% and 124,000 tests, you think the ratio between those two tests would be this is higher and this would be lower, but in reality this is almost higher than this ratio right here. I don't know what it is. I'll probably put it up here in overlay. This ratio here is whatever this is. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but this at 477,000 tests per day, you should really be at like 3%, but you're almost at 6%. So they're just increasing the test. You're finding more cases, but you're lowering the positivity rate. But the ratio between the test and positivity rates should be really lower than that, shouldn't it? I mean, it shouldn't hover around 5 to 6%. It should go down. I don't know. This is what I'm saying. It's just not going away. It's just burning right through. That's what I wanted to show you. They're doing more tests, but it's leveling out at 6 to 5%. Hospital data, okay. That's good for that. Here I am, right here, Fort Bend County, and within Fort Bend County, I live in this zip code 77459, Missouri City. When I first looked at this, there was 101 confirmed cases in my zip code. About 3 weeks ago, now it's 206. It's been increasing. Now, the good news for me is that maybe it's not that severe because most people recover at home. 1,055 recover at home. Interesting data has changed. There's more people who have died, most of them over 70. The interesting thing that's changed is now that there are Black, not Hispanic. So if you look at race and ethnicity, Black, not Hispanic is 35% that get infected. Now they're truly representing in the death as well, and I'm assuming they're probably over 70. So Hispanics, Asian, and then in my county, this looks about right. The ratio, the race and ethnicity seems to be right in my county, and the deaths are now becoming proportional to that. I guess if you do this long enough over time, there may be um, some places where it's disproportionate than others, but for overall, it is proportionate to the population overall. Like I said, some places it may not be. I think those areas, like if you look at New York City should look at why it is that way. All right, not rest of America, New York City in particular. Uh, Again, social stratification is probably the main reason. You'll find them in more metro, urbanized cities, larger degrees social stratification, and those areas should look at why it's that way, not rest of America. All right, so that's it for the numbers here. And tomorrow I will do a video. Let me just check one more here. They changed the. Let me just refresh it. Let's see if it's updated. The IHME has changed a little bit. Here it is in Texas. So they got this weird thing. I don't know what it is. They got infections and testing. The actual infection, which is on the bottom here, in the middle here is the estimated infection. And so it looks like it will not, the estimated infection is start to go down around May 21st and start to wind down to August. And again, I think that has to do with the fact that UV rays kill the coronavirus. So if you look at the time frame of when they expect the estimated infections, which is this line right here, okay, to go downwards, you'll notice that it's basically around the time when summer starts. June, July, August. But I think what they're not showing you in this estimate, this model, is October, November, December, January, February, March. It's gonna probably pick up again. It's gonna come down, and then and right here you're gonna see it come back up again. And so this is what you got to watch out for. Deaths per day. Yeah, same scenario. They're expecting the same thing. I've seen some research, or I've heard of some research where UV rays kill the coronavirus. They don't survive as long as they do versus during different uh, seasonal time. Normally, fall and winter, where the sun is not so UV-ish, I should say. So that is, you should take that into consideration, because when I first looked at this model, it said right about here, May 2nd, it would peak out, but it's had one, two, almost three humps here of peak periods. They don't even tell you the peak anymore. So this is a little alarming to me. Anyways, I'll make another video tomorrow on what I think will happen. Please like, share, comment. Until next time, everyone. Bye-bye. And don't forget to subscribe.